Hello and welcome to the Audio Dad Chronicles. I'm Shale, and today we're going to take our first journey on this channel, at least, into the music of Avenged Sevenfold with their epic The Stage. So I haven't done Avenged Sevenfold on this channel yet, but I have heard some of the music a long time ago. And I thought it was well overdue to get back into them somewhat. And I know that they have released an album in 2016 called The Stage, and this is going to be the title track from it. And it was a little bit of a toss-up if I should do the official video or the live music video. And I thought, let's do the live version because that is often a better reflection of a band, especially one as talented as these guys. So we're going to do the live version of them from 2016. And like I say, I haven't really listened to these guys in a long time, way back in the day, Hail to the King and so forth, Bat Country and all that. They went through a bit of a stylistic change from their first album, which is when I first got into them. And as I understand it, it's primarily because their singer kind of hurt his voice and needed to learn how to sing how to sing differently and to protect himself so that he would have a long career. And well, many years later, here he is. So clearly that paid off, and his singing is more controlled, and he's able to preserve himself and sing and or scream in a manner that is going to allow him to continue a long and healthy career, which he clearly is having. So anyways, let's jump right into this. Whoa, very cool setup. Like they're on top of a building or something. Dig the stage. So it's not live, it is live recorded, I'm going to assume, but obviously not live in front of a crowd. But I've also seen live that are live. So let's find out. I'll know quickly. Do you believe that's his signature Schecter guitar? Pretty sure this is truly live. This is them performing as we see it. With this kind of a setup, I would expect that. On top of the Capitol Records building, pardon me. And yes, this is most certainly live, definitely. This is really them performing. I do like his voice. I'm glad that he took care of it and that he learned to sing differently, even though it did lead to a stylistic change in the band. This is a band that has evolved a lot over the years, whether the fans liked it or not, but I'm here for it. I'm all about a band growing and evolving and updating and changing their sound over time. I think a band should be allowed that artistic growth if they so choose. Not everybody wants to follow the AC/DC path.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, quick little pause there. I did notice so far that there is not too much of an attention being paid to the drums, the drummer specifically. We all know that Jimmy Jimmy the Rev was a big part of the band, and he is sadly no longer with us, and so the band moved on as they needed to. And as I understand it, this was the first appearance of their drummer at the time, anyways, who did record the album as well. This is Brooks Wackerman. And that is definitely a name that I know. I'm old enough to have been introduced to him. Okay, I did not plan this, I swear. Steve Vai, Passion and Warfare. An album, a classic album that this is actually a tour shirt for celebrating the 25th anniversary. I was lucky enough to get to see Steve Vai perform it in its entirety. But way back when that was a new album, so we're talking like 91, give or take. I think it was 91. Steve Vai's music video for this featured a guitar player known as Tommy McLaughlin, and he went on to have a band of his own. He was a kid, quite literally under the age of 10, I believe, shredder, a musical genius on his own. And he had a band called Bad for Good, and the drummer in that was Brooks Wackerman, who is the drummer on this. Of course, all grown up and nowadays. So anyways, he's at this time, I don't know if he's still in the band. I don't believe so, but he was the band, the artist or the drummer that the band chose to continue moving forward at this phase of their career. So very cool. So I don't know how often we'll get to see him in the video, being that he was new to the band and so on, but the core members beyond that are here, of course. And I have noticed in this video already that we are at times getting a different angle out in front. And I even noticed that they have a classical guitar, or acoustic guitar set up on a stand, and it's facing outwards. So if a guitar player moves over to that at some point in the song, he's theoretically going to have his back to us based on this camera angle. But then I just noticed, and it's hard to tell in this freeze frame with all the lights of the city, but if you look just to the right of the Simply Perfect sign, there's two green lights. I'm pretty sure that's a drone. Now, even back in 2016, when this was recorded, that was probably really costly to achieve. Drones back then were certainly not as prevalent as they are now, but that does potentially answer my question of how did they film, or are they going to film that acoustic guitar from the front? And the way that they are likely doing that is there's a drone or two or more outside of the building, out in front of them, and they're performing and they're getting their different angles. So if we see any opposite sides, it may be the result of those drones. Very interesting. Great setup to the stage. I dig this so far. So let's keep going. And I'm going to keep a particular eye for the little nuances in their performance. You know, being a former roadie, that's kind of where my attention goes. I'm looking at the gear. I'm looking at the production, the cameras, the lighting, things like that that would have been relevant to my interests. As interesting as lyrics are, I'm not the most deep philosophical person, so I may not always catch the nuances in the lyrics and the story or a world that an artist is trying to convey, at least in the first listen. And not being a vocal coach, I may not necessarily be getting deep into the vocal techniques and the fry and the epiglottis or whatnot that certain other reactors are. That's their specialty, and I'm going to let them stay there. I'm going to stay in my lane on this one, which is on the stage. So let's go. No more dad jokes, even though I'm the audio dad. That's kind of my thing. Very good technique, though. I'm very happy to see him. He has honed that skill. There's a drone, for sure. Lace sensor pickup. Love the signature guitar with the bat logo. Hello, Saturn. Yes, I see you. Sorry, very, very brief pause. I have to point out every once in a while, uh, there are no ghosts in this room. If you hear some banging and some crashing, if you see shadows in the background, that is my black cat. He is giving me this stare down right now. He is clearly up to mischief. That's what they do, and he is up to it. And I am in the midst of rearranging this room. Just off camera over here will be the new location of my desk. I'm going to be relocating it over there very, very soon. And he is just exploring my new soundproofing. I have a feeling that despite my investment into it, he is going to be clawing it up in no time at all. So, yeah. If you hear background sounds, that's just my cat. His name is Saturn. Hi, Saturn. How's it going, bud? He may or may not make an appearance in this video, but he definitely has appeared in some as of late. All the change has definitely made him a most curious kitty, and he has to check out all my new soundproofing and my new setup in that corner, which we will be moving to very, very soon. But anyways, let's get back to this. There's that guitar I spoke of. That was on the left. Hello, my guy. Excuse me, sir. Leave the bass alone. Yes, you. Oop. Okay, didn't like to interrupt during a solo whenever possible. Saturn thinks differently. Excuse me, sir. I have my upright bass out, and it provides all the little things to climb up and into, and he just can't leave it alone. Even though I really wish he would, because, hey, sir, excuse me, sir. Yes, you. Hi. How's it going? Can we not? That thing is older than me. It's older than my grandparents. Okay, maybe not my grandparents, but it's older than my parents. Yeah, leave it alone. Hi. You. I'm pointing at him. I'm gonna keep pointing at him because that distracts him, and he sees it as a personal threat. Anyway, where was I? Ah, yes. Back in my roadie days, things like in-ear monitors were only just beginning to take hold and become as commonplace as they are nowadays. So I don't own a pair myself, but I definitely want a pair. These ear cans that I'm wearing on my head are getting old, they're getting tired, they're fairly worn out, and the band on them is most certainly crushing my head as we speak. It is crushing. That's a Canadian reference for those that get it. Crushing your head.
I mean, I'm only crushing your heads. Crush you.
Anyway, so great little segue, as unintentional as it was. Hi, Guy. That I am trying to raise some funds to, like I say, do a little bit of an upgrade in that corner. I very recently got a new camera here. I hope it's working out well, and I want to upgrade my lighting, and I definitely want to upgrade these cans. And one of the ways that I'm doing that is over on my Buy Me a Coffee page, link above. You gonna come join us? Over on my Buy Me a Coffee page, I've given the opportunity for a limited time to, like I said, strictly to raise some additional funds for some studio upgrades. Gotcha. Come on. This is Saturn, and he wants none of it. Yeah, I know. You're wet. Have you been squirted? I see you're up to no good. All right, continue. Coffee go. On my Buy Me a Coffee page, I am raising some extra money to, like I said, upgrade the studio, get some new soundproofing in, new camera I've now acquired. Next up will be new pair of in-ears because I'm really tired of these and they hurt my head. So if anybody would like to sponsor us in general through a generous donation of a tip, I would always appreciate it. If you're interested in sponsoring a video, you can choose a song, choose a version, live, studio, whatever it might be. What a band that I've covered, a band or artist that I haven't covered. I'm always interested in expanding my musical horizons. That was the point of starting this channel in the first place. And if you do so, you can sponsor a video, and then you can tell me what it is you want me to react to on the channel, and I will get to that in fairly short order. And then that would be greatly appreciated. Or if you're so interested in the deconstruction videos that I do, where I do the stem isolation, we separate the stems and we listen to the individual tracks of the artist throughout the course of a song, you can also sponsor a deconstruction video over there as well. And then, further from that, again, link above. Sorry for the commercial. I've been talking for a little while now, I know. I do have a Patreon page, and over there we have the isolated stems for all the deconstruction videos we do on this channel. They're available for free to download. There's also a tutorial made available also for free on how I do that. So if you're interested in deconstructing songs of your own, you can get into that there. And over on the Patreon page, and all that's for free. So if you sign up to the mailing list there, you'll be in the know about new videos that are available, new stems to be downloaded, and so on. There's also a bunch of videos that have been attempted to put on YouTube, but either blocked, and YouTube just said, no, mate, you're not doing this. So we've moved them over to Patreon, where you can get to them there. There are songs that have earned me a copyright strike and the videos have been taken down. So they are now hosted over there on Patreon. There's also a bunch of things like full album listenings where we listen to the entire album front to back with minimal interruptions. There's all kinds of bonus content going up there all the time. Double shots where I'll watch like a studio version and then a live version. Maybe this will land over there one day and I'll go back and watch the studio, the actual official music video as opposed to the live video. We'll see about that, but there's all kinds of extra content over there as well. So feel free to check out the Patreon page. You can sign up and get a bunch of freebies right now. And there's, of course, paid tiers for additional things like the deeper dive into the videos and full albums and so on. But enough of that. It seems like the cat has wandered off again, so maybe we've got a moment of quiet. Maybe not. A moment of quiet, and we will be able to get this song wrapped up. Let's get back into this, okay? Back to the guitar. I know those two are phenomenal. Often doing dual trade-off solos and such, but here we're just getting this cool little sweet picking piece. Double kick. Brooks is such a great drummer. I was really happy to hear that this is where he landed after Bad Religion. He's kind of like Josh Freese. He just appears everywhere. He can fit himself into every band, every style. There's that acoustic guitar that we haven't heard use of yet. Time will tell if they do, but they set it up for a reason, I would assume. They're covered by this, so they wouldn't be by my in-ears, but I am basically wearing almost identical spacer earplugs as he is. Tunnels. Is 6661, is that like going to 11 where you just need one more? Avenged Sevenfold is definitely a band that goes to 11. Yeah, here it is. Like I say, are we going to see him from the back? Are we going to get a drone out front? But that camera, or that, pardon me, that acoustic guitar was a classical nylon string. It was set up for a reason. Here's a drone shot for sure. Damn, that was a really cool song, and as I've been waiting to hear it throughout the course of the whole thing, I kept seeing that nylon string acoustic guitar set up on a stand, and now that we get a front view of it, I get to see that that is a Godin. Godin is a Canadian brand, so yay. I don't think that quite qualifies this as Canadian content, but still really cool to see that of all the brands and all the options out there in the market that they could have used, that's the one they went with. Very, very cool. That was a great song. It was what could be deemed as an epic length at about 8.5, call that 9 minutes long. But that's kind of the thing that Avenged Sevenfold is very good at. A lot of their songs are much longer than the norm. They go through a lot of different musical passages. I don't know if they would necessarily be deemed as a progressive band, progressive rock or metal, because their time signatures and all that don't tend to be, at least in for what I'm familiar with, tend to go into the Tool-like territories with the craziness. They're a little more straightforward, but they definitely are more Iron Maiden-esque, if anything, in the progression of their songs and so on. And I know certainly early on, even on their first couple of albums, which is what my first introduction to them, like I said earlier on, before they learned to tame their vocals, they were a lot more screamier in origin. I even remember thinking to myself that they were almost like an Iron Maiden meets Guns N' Roses kind of a vibe, as weird as that is. That was a combination of the music versus the vocals. But I know this is only a progression for them, that it's only 2016 and they continue to evolve their sound as they have since the earliest of days. But this has been really great. I really appreciated this. This was a really cool song. And I'm glad that you all came along for the ride on this one. And I hope to see you all again.